Building one habit takes about 3 weeks. But what if I told you that you can actually build 3 habits in 3 weeks? Stay tuned and I'll tell you how. Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm really happy that you decided to tune in into today's video. My name is Sabine. I am a growth mindset mentor for millennial femtrepreneurs, and I help them to build a tendency towards a growth mindset and also help them to really overcome their limiting beliefs, get crystal clear on their vision, and also build very good habits. And habits is basically the topic of the series that I'm starting right now. So for the next upcoming videos, we're really going to be talking all about habits. I have different ideas, different videos that I want to use to really show you on how you can build really good habits that will move you forward on your way to becoming a badass female entrepreneur. But for today's video, I really want to show you how you can maximize habit building and how you can build more than one habit in 3 weeks. Because as you know, and as I've already said at the beginning of the video, habit building usually takes about 3 weeks for one habit, more or less. And that is because the brain really needs that time to adjust to that new habit and to really use less and less energy to really do that habit and to make it become an autopilot. But I actually have a video, I will link it up there, and I have a full podcast episode about this topic. So if you want to know more, then just click here right now, watch that, and you will know what I'm talking about. So let's just really start with the video today. Now, my first tip is to write down a list of all of the habits that you want to build. Not just one, not just 3, all of them. Because you can only go where you want to go if you know how to get there, right? So having a list with all of the habits that you want to build is really essential. Because as you start building habits, you can continue after your first 3 weeks with new habits that you want to build and still continue building, your current habits or your new habits in a sense. So create a list, write down as many things that you want to improve on yourself as you want, and then start building them today. And how can you do that? With my second tip, and that is to subcategorize all of your habits into 3 categories, basically. And if I tell you now those categories, then you pretty much know how you can build 3 habits in 3 weeks. Because the categories are M for morning, D for day, and E for evening. So basically what I want you to do is to use your habits and then put them into these 3 categories. So what are the habits that you're going to be focused on only in the morning? What are the habits that you're going to be focused on throughout the day? And then what are the habits that you want to be focusing on in the evening? And now that you have subcategorized all of your habits, I want you to go to my next step, and that is to really connect the habits with each other. Because the thing with habits is you know what you want to do, but only knowing what is never going to be enough. You always have to know how you're going to do it and why you're going to do it. So let's talk first about how. And the easiest way to build several habits at once is to connect them with each other. For example, if one of your morning habits would be to get up early, the perfect connection to that morning habit is to go to sleep early, and that is your evening habit. So you already have 2 habits connected to each other. And then your day habit could be something like drinking more water or, stopping to work at a certain point of the day so you can really make that early night's sleep. And now that you have your how down, you also really need to write down your why. Because essentially, building habits is so strongly connected to your emotions. Because basically everything that you want to do with your brain is connected with emotions and with taking action. So you really want to make sure that the emotions that you have, that you connect with those new habits, are as positive as you can. So what I want you to do is, after all of the habits that you want to build, you're going to write down how you want to do it, and you also want to write down why you want to do it. For example, when it comes to waking up early, why do you want to wake up early? Well, one why would be because I want to get more work done, because I want to work when I'm least distracted by other people and by notifications. That is a great why. But there are no emotions there. So a great way, for example, would be that I want to wake up early in the morning because I can get more work done, and then I will feel more accomplished, I will feel happier, I will feel proud with myself. And if those are not great positive emotions, then I don't really know what else is. So that was the 5th tip. Really write down why you want to achieve that habit. And also it's really important to tell yourself that why every single time that you are working on that habit, because that not only serves as a reminder, but it's also going to motivate you so much if you really just say, okay, this is why, and this will be like the positive outcome. This is a great trigger for your brain to really wanting to help you to achieve that goal. And again, if you want to know more about the brain, I have so many videos on that, so many podcast episodes. So I got you covered. You just have to click right here or one of the links in the description box. By the way, for every video that I'm making, I have a longer podcast episode where I'm just going into more details on the things that I'm talking about. So again, if you want to know that, then here is the podcast name. It's called The Growth Mindset Hackers. So just click there. I have the link in the description box, as I already said, and learn more about what I'm just talking about. But let's continue with my next step, and that is tracking your habits, because what is really important when it comes to your habits is to not only working on them, but also to monitor your progress. And the easiest way to really do it is to use one of the thousands apps that are on the planet. I have started to use an app, but it's not really my thing. I like to do a lot of things digital, but with some things like habits, I'm just really old school and I need to write it down. So you can, for example, use your journal, your bullet journal, make it pretty, use different colors, and then track your habits every single day. And not only for a week, not only for the 3 weeks process that it usually takes to build a habit, really make it for a month, for 2 months, for 6 months, as long as it takes, so that habit really becomes a habit that you don't even have to think about doing. Because only once you've reached that step, then it is really something that you have, breathed in, it's now in your system, it's your autopilot, and then you no longer have to track it. But once you are at the point that you feel like, okay, I'm really comfortable with this habit now, it's really becoming an autopilot, I could start, now working, using that energy that I have to work on 3 more habits. And that's my 7th and my last tip, and that is after those 3 weeks, start with 3 new habits. Go through the list that I just gave you, start again at point 1, go through that habits list that you've created, pick out a 1A, 1D, and 1E habit that you want to build, and then start all over again. Like I said, don't forget to monitor the habits that you've already built, and then you can repeat that cycle and really, see the changes in yourself, see how you're really growing as a person, how your personality is really, becoming that person that you really ideally want to be. And those are pretty much all of the 7 tips that I had for you for today's video. I do have a checklist for this video. It's linked down in my description box, where you can get all of the 7 tips that I've just mentioned on a very handy PDF file. And that's pretty much it. That's all that I had to say for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below which 3 habits you want to start building right now, and then which 3 habits you want to build after that. And also tell me how you liked my method of building 3 habits at the same time, by focusing on a morning habit, on a day habit, and on an evening habit. If you want to follow me on my other socials and get to know more about me and my diginomad lifestyle, then this here is my Instagram handle. Again, I also have the links in the description box, of course. Consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming habits and, of course, growth mindset videos. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys!